guys, Brad M73 here. We're back with another issue of Star Wars Build the Millennium Falcon. I don't know why I said it like that, but whatevs. It's a pretty big one, guys. Issue 50. We are halfway done, maybe, with this thing. And I think we are finally going to do something with this framework that we started out, I think, in our first packet. Like, I think this was issue 4 or something, so that's pretty awesome. Again, we'll take a quick look at issue 50. We've got some freighter stuff, probably some design things. The Occupation of Lothal. I can't remember exactly what this one was from. Clone Wars, maybe. And then on to our next parts. So we're just going to jump right into it and see where this takes us. And where is my... Oh, there's my thread lock. Got to get the thread lock out for this issue. Okay, where the parts fit, we're going to need, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 2-hole connectors. We've got 2 hull frames, I guess, that come with this. Those are the 2, and then 1 assembly jig. Okay, so adding the next parts to the frame. Start by collecting the parts shown here, in addition to the framework that you put together in stage 4, which is here. I don't have this piece glued in, so I can pop that out. I'll set that aside for right now. I might actually have to go back and kind of Loctite some of these screws. I don't think I did that with the original frame. So, let's see, we've got some framework from issue 48. So we're finally going to open up issue 48. Also issue 49 and issue 50. So we've got our next piece of framework. I'm just going to set that aside over there. All right, so we've got, what is this? 07 and 08. Oh gosh, I thought that those both said 07. Okay, good there. A couple pieces of hull plating. I bet that goes right there. Oh, this is so cool. We're finally working on the upper, the top. We've got a 4-hole connector there. Oh, wait a second. Maybe, oh no, it's 1 4-hole and then 3 2-hole connectors. My bad. Okay, so, oh, there's still a 2-hole connector in there. I'm going to pop that out. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is empty. I'm going to set it down. I've been putting, like, all my trash, like those bags, in kind of like another box just to kind of save them for later. All right, so we got issue 49. 2 frames from issue 49, okay. And we've also got a bunch of paneling. We'll probably test fit some of the paneling at the end of this issue. I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. We've got a little sprue, more framework. What do I do with all my razor blades? I'll be around here somewhere. Alright, so there's 2 more frames. There's kind of like a curved piece for the tunnel, I guess. This is, set that aside. This is, okay, that one's definitely garbage. Another piece of hull framework with a lot of little holes on it. I think there's a bunch of pipes that go on that. Definitely cool. Alright, we've got 3 more 2-hole connectors. Some of the silver self-tapping screws, we'll put those aside. We will need the packet of frame screws, and we've got these really long screws, like the brass screws. I'm not sure exactly what those are for. I'm sure we'll set those aside and assemble those. So that's kind of weird how, we've gone 2 whole issues without even opening up a packet and knowing, what any of this stuff is for. Okay, 2-hole plus 26 short black button head screws. Alright, so I guess we've got the last bit of framework from issue 50. and we will just get to screwing all this stuff together. There's a bunch more connectors here, 4-hole. And then I saw some 2-hole connectors. Throw that away. We've got another piece of hull plating, nice big piece there. And 3 more 2-hole connectors. And our next bit of framework. Let's see here. This is going to go, so this would be like this. This would be like this. So this should go right here, I think. Is that right? Maybe, maybe not, huh? Yeah, definitely. It has to go in here. It has to! Okay, I think that goes right in there like that. Anyway, we'll set that aside, and because we need the framework. Yay! Alright. Now, we get, let's see, screw a 2-hole connector into the corner of frame TF5. TF4, TF1, TF5. Okay. Alright, so the 2-hole connector is going to go right there. And do we have any... Yeah, I think we've got a bunch of the black screws in here. And I should have like a cap. Don't want to use that cap. I'm going to use... Oh, I got some caps. I drink so many water bottles, sometimes I leave the caps on my desk, so that's good. Alright, so we're going to just take our... Whoops. Our Loctite. This is thread locker. I'm using blue. You can pretty much use any. You don't want to use glue, but some people are using Loctite red. I'm using blue because it is releasable. But I mean, I've used red on things before. Not had any problems. So if you want to use red or green, knock yourself out. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we will screw this in, just making sure. There we go. Okay, fit frame TF07, probably this guy. Yes, it is. So we'll fit this right under here. Oh, this is so awesome. So we've got pieces. I mean, literally, we haven't done anything to this piece whatsoever in like more than 6 months, like 7 or 8 months. So we're finally going back to the beginning, the very first issue, or issues, and we're finally assembling some of this early hull framework. So that is so awesome. Okay. Let's see. Fit frame says screw in. There's insert one screw in 4-hole connector. Fit another in the 2-hole connector. Screw a 4-hole connector to the corner of frame TF6. Is that TF6 right here? Okay, right there. I guess I'll just open this one. There's another 2-hole connector in there, but... Oh no, these are all 3. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Gotta pay attention. Which I obviously did not do. We're doomed, guys. We're doomed. No, We're just fine. We are just fine. All right. Again, not tightening those all the way down. I want to get the Loctite on there first. Okay. So we got the Suhort Fit Frame TF08, which is probably this guy. Yes, it is. In there. So it's going to fit right like that. So we're going to need 3 black screws. I don't think I've got many black screws left, so I'm just going to, I think we only have like 5 of them in here. Oh, 6, 7. Okay, we got a couple extras. Not many though, so we'll probably open up one of these packets. We're going to need a bunch. In a few issues, we'll have the, I'm not sure if it's the next issue or the one after that, we will have the big circular ring for the bottom here, which is pretty cool. And then we'll kind of start to get a better idea of where the like the interior, you know, the hold is going to mount. Now, I was on some of the Facebook groups, and the Facebook groups for this build are kind of interesting because some of the groups are relatively drama-filled with some people that apparently don't like the opinions of others, not just myself, but other people in general. And I got into kind of an argument with somebody about my belief that the that our hold area, you know, where the bunk and everything is actually going to fit flush with the top, and it wasn't just necessarily going to sit on the bottom of the hull. Because to date, I haven't really seen anything that it would indicate, you know, mounting brackets or anything like that for the bottom hull. And the hold area is actually shaped, you know, it's got that curved shape along the top of it to fit up against the top hull. So it'll be kind of probably over here somewhere, or well, maybe over here. I don't even know if you can see where I'm pointing right now. But yeah, it's just bizarre that, you know, people get so upset over something like that. Let's see here. Okay, so we need more 2-hole connectors, but I still think that that is going to mount to the top, or at least it might not mount to the upper hull, but it's definitely going to set up against it. That's still my belief, and I'm sticking with it. All right, screw a 2-hole connector to this hole in frame TF04. TF04 is up here. This one right up here. Let's see, I want to make sure that you guys can see all of this. So right up here. And I'm being quite generous with the blue thread lock here. Okay. Let's see, screw a 2-hole connector in frame TF6, which will be right there. Where did the pack? Oh, there we go. Now we've already used 3 2-hole connectors, and I know I can see there's more to come, so I don't know why it said we only needed 3 down there on the previous page. Or maybe that's just the parts that we're going to use from this magazine, or from this issue. I don't know. Just go step by step and do what they tell you to do. Fit frame TF10 against the assembly as shown. TF10, and that's the rounded part, I think. Yeah, okay, so we've got 1 hole, 2 holes, 1 hole, and that's going to fit right like that. And I'm kind of thinking it might make sense to use this assembly jig to kind of set all the pieces into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them like this. Okay, does that kind of work? Not really. No. We'll see. We'll see if this works. So I'm going to do one in the 4-hole connector. Maybe. Is that going to fit? Nope. Okay, this thing's kind of getting in the way, so maybe that wasn't such a good idea just yet. All right, I'm going to try this back 2-hole connector. Again, I'm using the Loctite blue. I'm going to try to line this up right here. Okay, I can't really tell if that's in there or not. Okay, so now I'm going to have to open up some more of these black screws. So we'll do that right here. Get a few of those out. And I'm going to try to get this front one in here. Okay, I think that one's in now. Okay. Get out our other screwdriver. We kind of have a little bit better leverage with this one. But I'm trying to be kind of careful that I'm not stretching or flexing the rest of the assembly here. Trying definitely being the key word. Okay, that's going down there. It definitely is helping to have a second screwdriver that's got the same Phillips head thread depth as, you know, our original screwdriver, because otherwise it would definitely make this task a bit more of a pain. Okay, so there we've got that. So so it was TF10. Screw a 2-hole connector in this hole in TF8. Which way does it go? Does it go? Okay, it goes out. All right. 2-hole. So okay, that one's empty. 2-hole connector. Ah, now all my screws are falling out. I was kind of hoping maybe in issue 50, you know, they would send us another screwdriver because I've seen so many people that are working on this who've just torn up their first, you know, this original screwdriver. Okay, so fit frame TF13. So it's TF13 here. It looks like it is. All right, so TF13 is going to go right there. Wow, it's just basically going to be holded. Was I going to say holded? Okay, it must be late. Actually, it is kind of late. It's going to be holding on with one screw. It would be really bad. Okay, now I do kind of want to make sure that this part is lined up pretty well. Okay. Okay, so that's TF13, fix TF13 in place with one screw in the 2-hole connector, screw a 2-hole connector, and a 4-hole connector to these two corners of TF13. So wait a second here. So, wait. Alright, so there's going to be a 1-hole connector there and a 4-hole there. Okay. Or, I'm sorry, a 2-hole. 2 holes and 4 holes. There's no 1 holes because that would defeat the purpose of having a connector. It's getting late. Did I say that already? I think I did. Everybody's, you know, okay, this isn't the guy that we want to trust to build our Millennium Falcon, so everybody's unsubscribing now. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully you're not. Okay, make it a little bit snug, but not too snug. I do kind of think that they probably should have gone with a slightly shorter screwdriver. I do like these long, narrow ones, but for some jobs, they're just not ideal. And this is kind of a case in point of not being ideal for this. Okay. Got that. Next up is, so this is, okay, that fix TF12 in place with 1 screw. Okay. Wow, these are, okay, this is TF12. These are just going to be like hanging off in, let's see where, hanging out way off here like this kind of. I think it's going to be exactly like that. Okay, well, here goes nothing. Let's try it on the 4-hole connector first then. Come on now. I just love it when screws don't cooperate and I end up having to use a completely different screwdriver. And I get Loctite all over my fingers. And it's just fun for everyone. Why is this not lining up? Did I finally get it to bite? It feels like it's going in. I definitely do not like the feel of that though. But according to the picture, it looks It's looking correct. Yep. Okay. I think we just have a few more screws to go, guys, and we'll be finished. And we'll be able to kind of pop some of the framework on, kind of take a look at it, see what it's like. Is that literally how this goes on there? No, that can't be right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now that's fitting much better. So, well. So that screw didn't even go in there. Maybe this is why we need that stupid thread tool. Okay, this is starting to really tick me off here. Let's change our strategy. Yes, I did say strategy on purpose. All the people who are saying I'm dyslexic or something. I always say that when I'm just trying to be silly. When it's, 3 in the morning. No, I don't think it's that late in the morning. That's the first hold that I've ever kind of had any problems with getting it to align properly. Okay. Well, now let's try to get the other one in here. Okay, that one's in. Alright. Alright. So it might help on this one to start out with TF12 first. I know y'all are like, oh, now you tell me. See, this is why I actually like doing everything on camera, because, if you guys are watching this ahead of me, or even if you're following along, you can kind of see, some of the, I won't say mistakes, but some of the things that I discovered along the way. And so you can see how that works. Alright, so now we need a 2-hole connector here and a 2-hole connector there. And then I think, okay, yeah, everything else is painting. So here's a 2-hole connector. Oh, there's another one. Okay. I was like, wait, we're missing one. But we weren't. Thank freaking gosh. Okay, I'm just kind of getting my screws. Got the last 2-hole connector. Pretty sure it's the last one that came with all these issues, so hopefully I'm right. Now again, we got to be really careful here that we align all this stuff correctly. You can just see how wobbly this piece is. It's not helping having an uncooperative screw. That sounded really bad. No one likes an uncooperative screw. Okay. I think there's just these 2 screws, and we will hopefully be finished with the stage. I say, well, not hopefully. I always kind of feel sad when each stage is done, because there's nothing more to do. just get in the hole. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna just put a little bit of Loctite down in the hole like that. All right. Now this should be down there. Okay, so okay. One more screw and we will be finished with this issue. And I will have to go and wash my hands to get all this Loctite off. Okay. Okay, so again, try to be, you know, fairly careful with these bits here. Because as much as I love my little 2-hole connectors, they're not really... Okay, so getting that piece really kind of strengthened everything up. I'm just going to go back, kind of retighten everything. Because it definitely wasn't completely tightened down before. And for some reason that looks a little wonky to me, but I guess we'll find out in the next issue or two how wonky this is, and we'll be able to unscrew it and screw it back in again. Okay, finally these two guys. Alright, so technically we're done with this issue. I'm going to take my extra packets of screws, put them in. I've got a little I'm not sure what that was, a cap to, like Tang or some kind of a drink mix. Alright, so yeah, just the next 2 pages is a nice paint reference. This isn't the actual prop replica. This is actually, well, this is a replica of the original, but this isn't the original underside. And I can kind of tell by the over airbrushed segments, which I don't really like that much, but I don't know. We'll see how we do it. Issue 51 is more framework and a hull piece. We're going to take a look at the hull plating here really quickly. What did I do? Let's see. Okay, this is the hull piece that I've somewhat corrected. I haven't completely corrected that, but this is the incorrect hull plate that we got this is the one that I got from the French issue, and I believe, yeah, this is also from the French issue. So we now have those pieces that we can kind of lock into the frame. I'm not going to screw them down, we're just going to lock them in for right now. Oh, this is so cool, guys. Sorry, got a little carried away there. Let's see, where does this go? This, I think, goes up here. That appears to be so. Yep. We could actually screw these down. I don't think it's really going to hurt anything. Okay, this piece should go in here. Like that. This piece is probably going to go down here somewhere. Maybe like this. Oh, there, I see it. Okay. Like that. And then finally, this piece kind of fit over top of all these other pieces, like this, as soon as I get these put in. And these, and all the other little pins. There we go. All right. So there we have our first, you know, like quarters. It's like a quarter section here of the framework. The cockpit tube, actually, if you pop the front of this on so it looks a little bit more Millennium Falcon-y. There we are. I'm just going to set this up on top of here. And then this is actually going to set in here like right like that. So we'll have another piece of this tubing here, which will go on here, and then we'll have more, you know, building out as we go. So cool stuff, guys. We are finally building the top frame. I'm so excited. This is awesome. This is awesome. What are we going to do in issue 51 again? Let's see. I'm going to just flip these upside down for right now. We're going to lay this right in here, so however it goes in. I guess right like that. You guys see it? You see it? Okay. So in issue 51, again, we've got some more framework. I think it's going to be building out this direction. And then I think this next piece of hull plating is going to be the one that goes like right in here. And then this is actually the front, you know, like the big huge part that comes out in the, you know, front, top, middle. And then we'll have some things to, you know, for mounting the battery box and things like that coming pretty soon. I think that's not until next month. And then, let's see, that'll be March. And then in April, we should be getting the circuitry to raise and lower the ramps and stuff like that. So definitely some cool stuff coming soon. Again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully I'm not too boring and keep you entertained, or, you know, I'm just a nice voice to listen to as you assemble your Millennium Falcons, as I am doing. But guys, I really do appreciate all the support. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast doing this, you know, taking my time, talking about my experiences, and sharing that with you guys. So that's why I'm here. But guys, I really appreciate it. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed hanging out once again. If you don't, then, you know, hit it anyway, because it helps me out, and I appreciate it. I'm Brad M73. We will see you next time for more Star Wars Build the Millennium Falcon. Bye for now, guys.